to shoot better.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole hopefully injects himself at some point in this series. We haven't seen him since the first game. They've got to shoot better. That's their calling card. They're shooting the same percentage, I think, in the series from the three that the Lakers are. You can't win if that's the case because the Lakers have advantages in other areas. So there's a lot to clean up, but it is the Warriors. Let's not dismiss them yet. You got to get to 4. Lakers have 3 last time I looked.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh, by the way, look at the adjustments Steve Kerr made from game 1 to game 2, to your point. In the Steve Kerr era, which began 2014-2015 season, this team is 7-2 when facing elimination. So when you back them into a corner.
That's so good. You know, Alan, we so frequently stand up here and diagram moments like that in football because someone calls out the play and all that. But in basketball.
A show here in game 4. Triple-double. Game 4 is a tight one. Walker hits another one. It's the Lonnie Walker game. And a 3-point game. Curry, a long 3. No. And that's it.
We're just a resilient bunch. We just stayed in the fight. I'm tired as hell, man. Get out my face.
In his career, Steve Kerr, Warriors head coach, has a 19-0 record against Western Conference opponents in the playoffs. That's insane, 19-0. But even he's in trouble. We've had 277 teams in NBA history take a 3-1 series lead in a best-of-7. Not only have less than 5% of the teams come back from a 3-1 series deficit to win, but 60% of the time it ends in 5 games. That's how difficult it is to climb out of this hole. As we say hello once again to NBA analyst Tim Legler. I'm obsessed, Tim, with that stat. Steve Kerr, 19-0, perfect against the Western Conference. He ends up losing in the NBA Finals is what it seems like, but now he's in trouble here. What do they have to do? What do they have to change to make sure that they aren't eliminated in Game 5 tomorrow night?
Well, to quote one of the great acting performances of all time, like Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying they've got a chance. That's all those numbers mean. If it's the Golden State Warriors, you can't dismiss this team yet, Sage. Not this team, this one particular team, but they have to make some adjustments. And I think there are a couple different things you look at. I think defensively, I'm a little bit confused with why they were going to so much switching.
That stand as of this moment. Let's put the graphic up there with the odds as of right now, because the Lakers, right before the playoffs began, were 14-1 to win the championship. Take a look where Caesars Palace sees them now, Caesars Sportsbook, as they are known. They are currently the favorites among the Western Conference teams, and they are second only to the Celtics. Right this minute, Legs, do the Lakers look like a championship team to you?
Definitely the mix of teams that's left. There's no doubt. They've got what it takes because now they've got enough depth. That was always going to be the biggest question. They're getting timely three-point shooting, if not elite level, and you've still got the 2 stars at the top. And this is a great defensive team at times when you need to be. I get why the Lakers would be the favorite. I just wonder if those numbers would be a little bit different if Denver had won Game 4. We're up 3-1 right now. I think that the fact that Devin Booker's doing what he's doing in that series, and now that's a best of 3, I think now you look at this series, and a lot of people think this is over. I do not. I'm not counting the Warriors out yet, but I understand now why those odds look like that, because the Lakers look like they're in control, and we're not exactly sure yet what's going to happen in the other series.
So let's back that up a minute here. Legs is not counting the Warriors out. Alan, are you?
No, not for game. Not the series. I think might be over though. Because just by looking at the Warriors and how rattled they were late in the game, once again, it's always about your experience with those details as well. But let's also point out what I thought was fantastic is Legs pointing out Andrew Wiggins here. And Wiggins quitting almost on the play instead of seeing it as well, what's happening, realizing that pass isn't getting there. I've got to now maybe seal off LeBron and just get a little dump pass for a layup. But because he just stops, one detail falls apart, and the whole play now falls apart because that's pretty much option 2, right, Legs? Option 1 is obviously the corner 3 for Clay, but option 2, if it's taken away, if both guys go to Clay, you've got Wiggins and you've got an easy layup. He does nothing but stand there, and then you get the "you mad, bro" from the shooter there at the end, because that's, again, to the victors go the spoils.
That's well said. You know, I want to give some love to a guy who I don't think gets a lot of it. We were sitting in the arena in Boston during the NBA Finals last year when Woj reported that Darvin Ham was going to be the new coach of the Lakers. And I remember Jalen Rose was sitting there going, this is a great hire. This is a great defensive coach. Everyone should be excited about this. And because he's not a name people knew that well, people didn't get real excited about it. I think Darvin Ham has coached his behind off in this series.
And I think Rob Pelinka had a terrible 12 months as the GM of the Lakers, and he's had a brilliant 12 months, starting with the hire of Darvin Ham and then the trades that he made this midseason. The tools that Darvin has employing have been given to them by moves that the Lakers made throughout the course of the season to surround their 2 stars. It was their 2 stars playing well last night and the surrounding support that have the Lakers on the brink of the conference finals.
And keeping everybody together, too, was the most important thing. And him as a former player understood how important the locker room was to keep together during the worst of times. They have been scatterbrained in this series, and really throughout the playoffs. They have not been the team that we have been used to watching in the past, but they have always found a way to pull out a victory. And so we keep needing to believe in them or wanting to believe in them, but eventually that's going to run out.
Thinking about the Warriors at 16-1 there.
You like the Warriors at 16-1?
I wouldn't say I like it,
right.
But I would say that one of the thoughts you have about the Lakers is whether Anthony Davis will keep up this. Because now he's played 2 good games in a row.
Right.
Now what happens?
And a lot of minutes.
But why do we keep asking this question? We're a month into the playoffs. Like, eventually, what we're seeing is what we're getting.
I know. I just would say that don't make the mistake of thinking that the Warriors are done.
Right.
They're in deep, deep trouble, but so many of their mistakes that they've made are manageable if they can get past what's going on up here.
There are a lot of teams down 3-1, and you know how it looks. And unfortunately, that's how I feel about the Knicks right now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot. You get the series all the time, 3-1. Not this team. Not this one team.
The Warriors, you mean.
Discount the Golden State convincingly. Now you're talking about win 1 road game. A team has been to this many finals together, and every moment they've been in, play 1 game on the road to get yourself a chance back to Game 7. I'm not counting them out.
That's one way to look at this. The other is they have to beat LeBron James 3 straight times. Right? They've got to beat LeBron James in 3 consecutive games to get out of this series.
I'm not saying it's likely. What I'm saying is this is the one team you don't go, it's over, forget it. Let's move on to the next round. Not the Golden State Warriors, not Steph Curry, not a group that's been in every imaginable situation and overcome it. Right?